My name is Laura, and today I'm going to show you how to make tacos de barbacoa. And the first thing we need to do is to make the sauce that's going to go on the meat. So I've got some ingredients here that you're going to need to have: salt, pepper, and you're going to need your chiles. I like to use these two types, but you can use any combination of what you like. This one is chile ancho, and the difference between this one compared to chile California, as you can see, not only do they look different, this one's a little spicier, and this one has a little bit more of a sweet flavor. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna remove the tail, split this open, and I'm gonna remove all the seeds, or as many as I can get out. Not everybody does that. Some people just leave the seeds in, but I like to remove mine because the less things I have to chew on while I'm eating my food, the better. So, all right. What are you doing?
Is it a video?
All right, so I've almost filled up my pot, not quite, with the two different chilies. And so now we're gonna add some salt and pepper. I'm gonna add about 2 teaspoons of salt. And maybe 1 of pepper. And now we're gonna add some water to this to put on the stove. All right, so now I filled my pot up with about 3/4 full of water. And I'm gonna turn it on to about medium heat. I'm gonna cover it up. And as soon as it starts to boil, I'm going to let some of the air escape and let it cook for 15 minutes. Whenever you're cooking chili, you should probably leave your windows open, or if you have a vent, you should turn it on, because it's going to feel like it's picking in your throat and you're gonna start coughing. So you wanna make sure you have good ventilation whenever you cook chili. Now you can see that I've put on an apron, because whenever you're working with chile rojo or red chili, it can stain your clothes and it's very hard to get off. So I've also cut into quarters half of a red onion and half of a white onion, just because I like the flavor of both. And I have 3 cloves of garlic, because I didn't have big ones, so I just did 3 smaller ones. So now we're gonna blend our sauce, and I'm gonna add some of this, and you can see that our pods are now very soft. I'm gonna put a couple in here. I did let it sit for 15 minutes after I turned it off, because it gets pretty hot, and whenever you blend something that's very hot, it causes more pressure and it can make a mess. Add some liquid. Okay, I'm gonna end up doing this in sections because I can't get all of it in at the same time. And I'm gonna stick it on the blender by about a good maybe 20 seconds on high. Now some people like to use it just like this once they finish up. And it comes out very thick and saucy. Very thick and saucy. I like to strain mine because some people do have a little bit of a sensitive stomach to red chili, especially if there's any pieces in there that weren't blended well enough. And I just strain it. As you see, I like mine to be all of just the juice. But if you like your sauce a little more chunkier, it's perfectly okay to just use it like this. With the sauce, just gonna do it like one last taste to see if I need to add any flavoring to it. At this point I can add more salt or more pepper if I want, or any other kind of flavorings that I want. Well, that's spicy. I'm gonna add more salt to mine though. Bit like that. Mix it in. Okay, taste it again with a new spoon. It's ready. Hey, I like to use these packages of pork sirloin tip roast that you can just pick up at Costco. They already come pre-packaged at just the right size that I like it to be. But you can use whatever kind of meat you want to use. It can be beef, it can be chicken. You're just going to want to be careful if you use chicken because that cooks a lot faster than pork does. So I'm going to put some slices in here just to like help it cook a little. Now I'm going to add some of this pre-made sauce that I made earlier. And I'm just going to fill it right up here so that it covers up right there. That's plenty. And now I'm just going to turn it on high, and I'll come back and check it in about 3 hours and see how it's doing. So it's time to check our meat. I did check it after 3 hours and it wasn't quite ready, so I let it cook for another hour. And what you're looking for is that the meat splits easily. So as you can see, this is ready. So now I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it to a container. I'm gonna transfer it to a container, and little by little, I'm gonna start shredding the meat. Eventually, I'll have all of it in here along with its juice so that all of the flavor is in there with it as well. So with the extra sauce that I ended up with, I just put them in these empty coffee jars, and I put them in the freezer. They can stay in there really good. That way you don't have to worry about going through that whole process of making that if you want to make another dish. And so I also made myself a couple sides here, but they're perfectly okay to eat by themselves. So we're gonna build one now. I warmed these up. I'm gonna put a little meat in there. Okay. Have a little bit of cabbage, a little bit of onions, cilantro, queso fresco, and lime. Give it a little zip. You can also add whatever salsa or hot sauce that you made for yourself, but my chili turned out pretty spicy, so I'm not adding anything extra to that. All right, let's see. Guys, I think I'm in heaven. What do you think, Sean? Thumbs up?